Hey YouTubers, welcome to Rough Riders. Thanks for stopping by. Back with another DIY video for you today. Today we're working on my daughter's Nissan Rogue. Got a whole bunch of things going on with the front end. The axles need to be replaced, the lower control arms, as well as the tie rod. So we're going to get all of those things done, and I'll do that in a series of videos. But let's take a look at the tools required to do some of these jobs, and we'll get started on it. Okay, so here's the driver's side tie rod end, and you can see it's just the boot is all dried rotted and stuff, and I've got stuff leaking out of it and everything. So clearly that needs to be replaced in this process. So we're going to go ahead and get this job done. Okay, there's a nut right here that's used to adjust the tie rod, to adjust it in or out. And then there's a flat spot where you can grab a wrench on it right here. You want to loosen this nut up just a little bit, because this is the part we're going to end up removing, and that's going to thread off the tie rod, inner tie rod. So we got to loosen this up, but if we change this too much, it's going to affect the alignment. Now the car's still going to need to get an alignment either way, but when I put it all back together, I want to try and get it as close as possible to true. So that way there will be less alignment adjustments that need to be done. So I've went ahead and marked it with masking tape. I've already broken it free and loosened it up a little bit, and I've marked it with masking tape, but I'm also going to measure it just to be safe. And to do that, I'm going to go from the inside of the nut to there's a little ridge right on top of, right on the end of the knuckle here. So we're going to measure that, and that looks to be, actually let me just go from the outer of the nut because that way it's a little bit easier. Looks like 7 and 7 3/8 of an inch. So that's what I should be measuring when I put it back together. Okay, to remove the tie rod end, I've got to loosen up this locking nut, and that's a 7/8 inch wrench. And then I've got a 3/4 inch around the flat spot on the tie rod end to hold it in place. And I've got that wedged up against the axle to keep it from moving. And like everything on here, this thing's on there really tight. So I'm just knocking it free like that. And now I can finish removing the bolt here. Like that. And then now I'm going to knock this out because this thing is in there really tight. So instead of trying to punch down this way, I'm just going to knock the knuckle. Just like that. Now this will just spin off, and the other sides did just exact same thing. Here's the old tie rod end, here's the new one. Note it does have a different bend characteristics. I did measure them, they're both exactly the same length, so my measurement should be fine, but we'll see how this thing lines up. I mean, it should be okay. They just did the bend a little differently. And so I looked at different manufacturers and everything. They're all the same shape. Measurement wise, it's still the same. I did confirm all of that, so my alignment should still be about the same. Backing it off, and so we'll just pop this in, and it's pretty straightforward. And again, if you remember, I just barely loosened that lock nut up. So now my threads are a little bit differently on this one, but we're going to take it in and get it aligned anyway. So adjust this. There we go. Pops in the hole, just like that. Put the new nut on, and then we'll cinch up that ring. Now this is a larger bolt. Taking it off, it was a 14. It's using a 15 to put it on. I don't know why, but and I don't have, since I'm at my daughter's house, I don't have all my tools here. I don't have my smaller torque wrench. We're just gonna snug that up and nice and tight. Now we're gonna lock that down. I believe that was 3/4 on the holder and 7/8 on the lock nut. And this side should be done.